About 2 weeks to the end of his final term in office, Governor of Taraba State, Darius Ishaku, is delivering development to the people. Governor Ishaku inaugurated a housing estate named Darius Ishaku Gardens or DDI Gardens Estate located along the airport road in the state capital, Jalingo. During the inauguration of the estate, made up of 500 housing units, Governor Ishaku said it was built for workers in the state civil service. TVC News Owolabi Adenusi files in the story.
It is about 5 minutes drive from Dan Baba Suntai Airport, Jalingo, to the DDI 5,000 housing units inaugurated by the Ishaku administration in Taraba State. The project has major facilities like market, clinic, security post, bank, fire service station, electricity and uninterrupted water supply. It aims to fill the housing deficit as it affects the residents of the state capital, particularly civil servants. Data released by the Central Bank of Nigeria reveals that the nation's housing deficit was 7 million in 1991 but rose to 12 million in 2007 and 14 million in 2010. But the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria says the deficit stood at 28 million as at January 2023. Taraba State is not left out of the housing challenges, hence the Ishaku administration embarked on such mass housing scheme. At the inauguration, Governor Ishaku said the project was dear to his heart because of the capacity it has to solve housing challenges of the people.
This is a project that is so dear to my heart because of the long-term impact it will have on lives of beneficiaries. This project was conceived as a deliberate government policy to reduce the housing deficit and provide decent, comfortable, and affordable housing for the civil servants through a highly flexible payment regime, and also to the public so that they should own houses in the state.
58 houses were allocated to the newly employed civil servants with a charge that they fulfill the tenancy agreement before their retirement.
Mr. Balauzi.
Look up. In his remarks, Commissioner for Housing Aliyu Dankaru said the housing estate was constructed with the best materials available. He noted that the Ministry of Housing ensured that quality work was done at the aesthetically beautiful housing estate.
May I also emphasize that the ministry, in its solidarity to the rescue mission of providing mass housing, shall continue to collaborate with partners such as mortgage institutions, beneficiaries, and developers, formulate policies and programs that will facilitate the process of soliciting funding for affordable and decent housing projects.
On his part, Managing Director Western International Limited Emeka Igwe appreciated Governor Ishaku for giving the company the enabling environment to work.
I also want to use this opportunity to thank you for believing in us and giving us the opportunity and the enabling environment to be able to achieve what we have done today, the DDI estate.
The beneficiaries and residents expressed their views on the housing units.
It's an excellent process. I actually bought the form, and after that my house was given to me, was allocated to me without any stress. And after the process, I understood that it's a very free and fair process because it's not politically motivated. Nobody influenced it, and nobody worked for it. So I was given because I'm an employee of the state government, and the deduction will be taken from my own salary.
We thank Almighty Allah, we thank Darius Dickson Ishaku to carry development to our state. That place where you see since is bush. We don't see many development. We thank Governor Darius Dickson Ishaku to carry that development since the place is bush. Now there is many building and people, they are appreciated with that.
The DDI Garden 3-bedroom bungalows cost 15.5 million naira, while the 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalows go for 9.9 million naira. 200 of the 5,000 housing bungalow have so far been completed, while the governor flagged off the second phase of the project, expected to be executed by the incoming Kefas Abu-led administration.
Today, Darius Ishaku, he came, he saw, and the rest they say is history. Yes. And history would judge this particular man. My visit to Taraba State just a month ago, I saw from the internal road, the dualized road, for over 200 kilometers.
Coming all the way from Yola.
I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it that a state government could,
200.
yes, wow, could prosecute a dual carriage road, 4 lane here, 4 lane there, the pedestrian bridges, and what do you have is street lights. And I was like, with that alone, when I saw him, I said, you've tried.
Yes, it's a thing of joy to even hear that civil servants have had these houses allocated to them, and they will pay back
instrumentally. I remember when the foundation was laid.
Payment plan.
Yes.
You know? I was there too.
Yes, I remember. We should use that story.
I saw the rooms, saw how beautiful the rooms were, you know. So government needs to do things like this to encourage civil servants.
Because they won't have any opportunity
they don't have the
standard
money
roads,
to build
standard
houses
like this.
You know, but
this is the only way you can help them.
Yes, make the payment
flexible
for them, so that they can be able to pay back and retire there after their service. So.
Yeah. That's why they're always talking about mortgages in other developed countries. That's okay. If you don't have money to pay in bulk, you pay instrumentally, and so far it's spread instrumentally.
Yes, most of
be a big deal.
When you see people abroad in the US, UK, and
they say, I have my house.
Oh, I have my house.
Meanwhile, they will pay for 35 years, 25 years.
Some rest of their lives.
Yes, they'll keep paying.
They keep paying, and that is how they'll be able to pay. But the difference also is that while over there, they consistently pay. Some of our people here default a lot. They default to some of these payments, and that in itself is part of the problem, because if you don't default, the money being made also can be used.
You remove it from the source.
From other source. But where I'm also a bit happy here is that it is not along party line. It's not a question of party. No. Whoever governor or any of them that is doing well will be showcased. This is a PDP government.
Yet new teachers that they recruited. Given them.
Yes. So this is a governor from a PDP state, Taraba State.
Yes.
So it's not about Labour, it's not about APC, it's not about... Once you are doing well on this program, you can be rest assured that we'll talk about it. So we commend him, and we hope that the remaining houses, because this project has not been finished. That incoming government
and complete it.
You know what? That is the problem with that is always the problem we have. A government come in, irrespective even of the same party, he will abandon the job or whatever projects one started and start his own. We'll see that in all over the state.
Continuity.
So this must be continuous so that the number of, I think it's supposed to be about 500, can be completed.